I'm keen to just hear from your side. I know that you're on the coalface dealing with tons of different businesses in different industries. Keen to understand what some of the trends are that you're seeing at the moment. Clearly, the last year has been massively disruptive. COVID, all of the fun times that have come along with that, and challenges and opportunities as well. What are some of the key trends that you're seeing at the moment?
Trends that we're seeing at the moment are the same trends that we back in 2016 said that were going to be coming. All that's happened over the last year and a half or so during all the COVID drama is just accelerate what was already happening. So what are we seeing that's happening? Is there are some industries that are naturally being whacked and having some challenges. There are some industries that, because of the nature of what they do, technology, etc., coaching, there's an upswing. So I think there are those. Now, having said that, because we are industry agnostic, we work with all businesses, as long the small to medium-sized businesses all around the globe. What we've noticed is it actually doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what industry. It actually doesn't matter too much around the trends. What does matter is the mindset of the owner who's showing up. And they're going, well, these are changes that are occurring. How can I leverage this? How can I utilize this? How can I maximize this to make the shifts in my business, to make it more scalable? So what we're seeing is the trend of the people that are going for it. And actually, Ben, you're a great example of that. A lot of people went into scarcity mode, and when the COVID hit, but the high flyers, which you're one of those, did the exact opposite. And so if you do the exact opposite of everyone else, not go into scarcity, then go into abundance. And I know for you, one of the things that we noticed is how you came out and added even more value to the community. You went out and see how you could add more value. You did more marketing material. You put more stuff out to help more of your clients, but also prospects as well. So what we're seeing, the trend is the people who are doing that, the gap between them and their competition is getting much, much bigger. And that leads into what do we think around the future? The trends that are happening were going to be happening anyway. Technology shift was already occurring. It's just accelerated. But as we get towards the end of this year and we move to next year, the marketplace will shift and we're going to have a great bull run. And that bull run will take us through to around 2026, borderline 2027. And the people that play the cards right now, the people who do the right things right now and really jump on it, are the ones that are going to be able to maximize. It's like you ride a wave, and if you put yourself in the right position on your surfboard, you paddle out to where the big waves are. If you get on the wave, you can just ride the wave. If you're left in the inside and you're just sort of flapping around, then it's going to be challenging. And everyone can ride the wave right now.
Yeah, I think that while there have been a lot of people that really have copped a serious whack, and some of them in industries where there are very limited options that they can do to actually, get their business sort of back on track and be able to work with people, in particular the people that are physically need to be around people when you're prohibited from doing so. But I think that outside of that, some of the fact that we were seeing massive increases in equity markets and markets and the economy overall, that it was almost the most positive outcome over the not short term, but the medium term, that there was a massive decline really quickly. And then the government just started pouring piles and piles of cash into businesses and the economy, that allowed the economy to recover really quickly and sort of filled everyone's tank back up to go to the next stage. Whereas the traditional model is have a correction, have that go on for 1 to 3 years, and then start to recover from there. So I think for people that are able to capitalize on the situation or the opportunities that are created by that situation, that it does set it up and probably shortens out the downturn cycle. But I know I have seen the same thing with working with a lot of people in my network as business owners as well, where there is really this two-speed thing where you've got some people that are just really struggling. They might have had some issues going into COVID that have been highlighted by the situation, and then others that are pushing on. But this podcast is a perfect example that I launched this at the height of COVID. It was something that had been on my radar for a bit, and the deterioration of what was happening and the need to get out and get in front of more people to set us up for that recovery was something that I could sort of see was important, and figured that when we're all locked in our COVID bunkers, we're may as well be doing that stuff anyway, right?
I don't think that's a good point, because it's easier to say it. It's easy, and we see this as well. As some people that are just going, well, it's the government's fault. It's this fault. We need this thing. We shouldn't do this. And right now, what we're seeing is that the community at large is very polarizing. People are really strong in their beliefs of what should or shouldn't happen, and even within family members and people where they're having quite big disagreements. And what we're seeing at the moment is the intelligent business owner and entrepreneurial employee. What they're doing is they're staying in the middle ground. They're not getting sucked into either side. They're not kind of letting the drama escape them. And they're the people that will stay the solid middle ground. The marketplaces are going to go up. The share market's going to go up. It's going to go down. The property cycle goes up. It goes down. We know they all work in cycles. There might be a little bit of inflation at the moment, but blue chip is blue chip. Investing in great property at the right time, in the right area, is still going to be a solid investment. Don't get too crazy with the latest craze, the latest techno, whatever the, I don't want to use any names in here, but the latest craze or whatever it is that's out there, because you're going to get burned. And what happens is people don't realize that they lose time. Every time they jump the thing, think, oh, I'm going to get ahead of the game on this. And even the worst thing that can happen is they actually do get ahead, because then they think they know what they're doing. And that's dangerous. And they just gamble and they keep on going higher. And you just don't need to. If we look at the wealthiest people that we know, they have their cash allocation, their asset allocation, and regardless of what's going on, they continue to just allocate the money in the right areas, build their war chest, build their buffers, and invest sensibly. They're the people that stand the test of time. And what happens is you've got to have the patience to let it work. And when you do that, it just makes a huge difference. And it becomes what we call the unfair advantage. People will go, oh, you're so wealthy, you're doing this. Like, it's nothing to do with how much money you make. It's what you do with money. It's how much money you keep, and how clever you can be around that one. So I think that's an important point to take on board, that you can blame other people, we can make excuses, but at the end of the day, we can all take ownership. It's one of the greatest opportunities right now to create wealth in the history of mankind. As long as you listen to the right people, put effort out there, don't blame others, take ownership for yourself, and you're going to be in a good place.